always wanted to play Eliza Doolittle. I never thought I'd have the opportunity so soon, so I'm really excited about it. I love the writing of the book. I don't know a lot of musicals that have a book that portrays a female character in such a strong way that come from this time period.
Oh, I can't talk to you! You turn everything against me, I'm always in the wrong!
Just like a man.
But don't be too sure that you have me under your feet and trampled on and talked down.
This is a huge show. It's one of the longest books on Broadway.
A lot of it is being able to delegate and say when things are out of your hands and say, okay, I trust these individuals to make these things happen.
The scenic design for the show was done by Claire Oliver, my lovely wife. She's done a wonderful job of fitting in tons of different locations. We have 7, 8, or 9 specific locations that are noted in the script, and with a small stage and a small budget, you have to get creative to put those things on stage, and she's done a wonderful job of building in some neat tricks and turns to make sure that we can see all of those places. Our construction crew was headed by Ethan GOECKE, and Ethan put together a great group of guys who were able to come in and build our sets. Our set construction week was the Sunday through Saturday, just after the hurricane came through. So they've had to sort of fit in construction between all of the rehearsals that were going on, and they've done a tremendous job of getting it up and making it look great.
The rain in Spain stays banging in the pain.
I think she's got it.
Denadre is talent on a stick.
Oh, he's been awesome. First time I met him, it was like, yep, I'm gonna be friends with this guy.
Our musical director is Denadre Bell. We began our show getting everybody together, run through the parts and pieces, and then get them up on stage and get them running.
He's so talented. He points things out that I'm not thinking of, and then I'm able to work on it better. So he really does everything that a good music director should do.
Great tall.
Every do and here is here. Who should be here is here. What a smashing, positively dashing, spectacle the Ascot opening day.
Protection.
At the gates of the voices, waiting for the cue to fly away. What a gripping, absolutely gripping moment at the Ascot opening day.
The shift between being a Cockney flower girl that's screaming and yelling and then singing really pretty songs with a British accent is, I would say, challenging. So it's a stamina challenge for me.
Roll me off a second lighter and go straight to my theatre. Oh, Henry Higgins, just too white. I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I've never done before.
For this show, we are using what we'd call can music. So we're using recorded music with a program that allows us to make some changes to keys and tempos and that sort of thing. The reasoning behind that is the instrumentation for this show is so huge. There's really no way to put an orchestra of that magnitude in our theater at this time.
The music is phenomenal. The dancing is fantastic. I love Jordan Amburn's work and how he's able to make people move so effortlessly and make it look so natural on stage.
Jordan has a wonderful talent of finding the essence of the song and the essence of the person who's playing the character.
A lot of people think it's just about dance. That is not my philosophy on choreography. I think it is important to establish characters through their movement. So there's a great opportunity with My Fair Lady because we're dealing with a lot of societal and class differences with people.
The upper echelon of British society, and then you also see those who live in the poorer sections of town, and there's a good juxtaposition in that, not only in the scene work but also in the music. Ascot Gavotte, the movement aspects of the upper crust are very different from those of the lower class, and that's built into the choreography and the music.
Not only their dialogue would distinguish them, but that their movement itself on stage. Immediately when they walked on stage, you would know who they are and kind of where they belong in the story.
Biggest challenge for me is on the dancing. When Neil Oliver, the director, was first talking to me about this role, what he said was that he wanted to be less flaily than some of my other characters, and I knew exactly what he meant.
When you watch George Oliver dance in this show, it is really choreographed so that George looks really good. He plays to his strengths, and he plays to his character.
It was a bit of an ordeal trying to figure out how far I could push them and still keep it within the realms of something polished and up to the standards of what Civic normally brings to the stage.
The first costume I got to try on was the ascot dress, which was such a great experience.
I am not a fan of taking a movie or another show and replicating it on there, but because the ascot gavotte dress was so infamous, I did put that in there. There is some inspiration from the original ball gown that is in there, but everything else I wanted completely different based on how I read the script and also with Neil's vision. I made a point to put her, and there's only a little bit of red with Henry Higgins, but there is no other character in there that is wearing red. Because of the flower girl, I wanted her, that Rose, to stand out and make her stand out as different because her character is kind of a standout character.
Well, I've never done community theater until right now, and so it's honestly been fantastic. There's just something about the magic of a community coming together with people of all ages, and no one's getting paid, no one's higher than anyone else. It's a really cool experience.
We have an extremely talented cast who's put in a lot of effort. It's been a lot of fun for me to direct and just sit back and watch, and I see it every night. I've seen it 40, 50 times at this point. But they bring such wonderful life to the stage, and I think it's just going to be a wonderful ride for anybody who comes to see the show.
All right, Dale, tell me about, this is not your only time on My Fair Lady.
It is not. I first did My Fair Lady here in 2002.
And who were you in that?
I was a dancer at the time. Except that I was pregnant, so I had to be a man in a suit jacket to cover up my pregnant belly.
and how old is said child now?
He will be 16 next month.
And who are you in this production?
Well, I'm a barmaid and a dancer.
Moving up in the world.
Yeah, moving up to a barmaid.